Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
जय जय श्री गांधर के गीतधारी चैतन्य महाप्रभु की
जय।
सर्वविनाश लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की शिरोमणि भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय।
पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गो प्रेमानंद।
हरि हरि।
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita session day 7. So today we'll learn about chapter 6, which is Dhyana Yoga. Today in this we'll learn about 8 stages of yoga and how it is different from the yoga that we know in our modern days. Prabhuji will cover more details about this. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. So once again, welcome you all for today's session, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. It's most important, I can say, because, and one more thing, Bhakti Yoga is the simplest. You'll understand by this chapter. We cannot progress in any other way. And see, nowadays it's different. In the name of yoga, they are getting deviated a lot. Today we'll be seeing this chapter. Still, yoga, it's not perfection. You cannot become a yogi. Yogi needs, it's a very difficult process. Bhakti is the simplest one. Even then we are struggling like anything to progress in Bhakti. Yoga, you cannot even speak. It's so difficult. Today we'll cover all this. So just understand this Bhakti, we need definitely mercy of Lord Krishna and spiritual master, the Parampara. So let us humbly pray, just hold our hands, pray from our heart and pray to Krishna and Guru so that we'll be able to understand at least something of this divine. Okay, now let us all chant Mangalacharya. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namini Nama Acharya Padaya Nidakravapadaaya Gaurakatada Nagaragram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grimit Kripatamaham Mandeshi Gurum Dinataranam Ramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya. So as usual, we can offer our respects and thanks. This divine grace, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Okay. And in yesterday's chapter, what did we see? The most important thing is how to stay in this material world. We shouldn't be something like the farmer, where we're searching for the 11th gold coin, which was not there. We shouldn't search in our life what we don't have. We should try to be happy what that we have now. And the three doers, any activities is done, it has been done by three personalities. One is the soul, it is me, who is desiring for it. And the Supra Soul or the Supreme Lord, who is permitting, who is giving permission to fulfill that desires. And finally, it is the material world or the Prakriti, which is fulfilling for the desire that we had. So we cannot do any activities. It is only the Prakriti can do. And that goes on by the orders of the Lord. Okay, then we saw the equal vision. When we have this knowledge, how will be our vision? Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmanika Vihastani Shuni Shaiva Chapaki Cha Pandita Samadarshina. We'll be able to see an equal vision. He is a Pandita, he is a real knowledgeable or a Jnani. And understand this. Then we saw finally the peace formula, the most important. Bhoktaram Ignatapasam Sarvalokam Heshwaram Srupradam Sarvabhutanam Nyatwamam Shanti Machati. This is the peace formula. Once we understand that Krishna is the only enjoyer and I am his servant, that's sufficient. We can come to our right constitutional position. We can be always blissful. Till then you don't understand this, we will be struggling. Because that is which is not to our nature and we are doing something. How can we be happy? Actually, we have to feed to the soul, not to the body. But we are always thinking that just by feeding the body, we'll be happy. That's a wrong notion. Krishna says he's only enjoyer. And once we start serving the Lord, automatically you can lead a life of bliss. And second, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is the only protector. Sruhdam Sarvabhutanam is the only well-wisher. And who knows this, who surrenders to the Lord completely, definitely he'll be peaceful. So that's what Krishna says in the last. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. I'll liberate you from all the sinful activities what have come. Just surrender unto me. Simple instructions. Only thing we have to. Okay. And in today's chapter, what are we going to see? Enemy or friend, Ashtanga Yoga, success and failure, and yogi. In this today, the most important thing is enemy or friend. Who is our enemy? You all know? Yes, I know very well. Somebody, my neighbor, that person, this person is an enemy. Who's a friend? We have friends in our college, schools, or some areas. They are all our friends. One person who is our enemy and who is the friend also. The dearest friend and the worst enemy. And that is our mind. So here, controlling the mind is the most important thing to progress in our yogic process. Without controlling it, it's very difficult. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is compared to a monkey. And what kind of a monkey? It's not an ordinary monkey like. Say, actually, you can see a monkey. It cannot sit for a while on a tree. It keeps on jumping here and there, here and there. That is the attitude of this mind. Mind is always flickering. And in Bhagavatam, it is explained that monkey is being mad. Ordinary, decent monkey itself cannot be in one place. What to speak of a monkey which is mad? And there's a thorn in its legs. And it has drunk. Such is the condition of the monkey. Such is the condition of the mind. So actually, when I'm speaking about this monkey, I'll just say a small story based on this monkey, just to understand what is the condition of our mind. How do we be? And sometimes we not progress in the bhakti also. We feel that something is wrong going on. Definitely, we are doing something wrong. So what is that? Why is happening in our life also? So once what happened, there was a gardener who had fully mango trees in his garden. So next to the forest, it was a huge forest. And once all the monkeys just entered this garden and started eating the mangoes, just spoiling the whole garden. Then the farmer, the gardener who came, he called all the monkeys. "Where come here? You have such a huge forest and you have all varieties of fruits, everything. Why do you want to come to my garden and spoil my garden?" Then all the monkeys said, "Yes, we have all the fruits, but we don't have this mangoes. That's why we come to this garden." Then finally the gardener says, "Okay, fine. This time you have come, but what you can do, you can take the seed, go to the forest, dig half feet or 1 feet. Keep within that and just cover it with the mud. And daily give some water to it. Pour some water. You protect from some animals if it grows there. That's sufficient. Then you can grow your own mangoes and no need to come to my garden. Oh, all the monkeys were happy after eating the mangoes. All the monkeys took one seed and they went to the forest. So everything the same what the gardener said, everything they followed, they digged it, they kept, and every day used to pour water. Every day they used to take care. Then what happened? For the next year, once again all the monkeys came to the garden, once again eating this mangoes. So the gardener came, he called all the monkeys. What happened? Why come once again, spoiling this garden? Then the monkey said, you have cheated us. You have wasted our time and cheated us. Nothing happened. He says, how can that happen? That is how I have grown all these trees. That is the only process. Then the monkey said, we know that you don't believe, so we have brought the seed also, you can see that. As your instructions, everything we followed. What we did, we digged the mud, kept the seed, covered it. Every day we used to give water, morning, evening. We took care of everything and we are always protecting it also. And additionally, to safeguard the seeds, every day we used to take the seed, watch it, and then we used to keep this. Understood? Or attentive, I think you might have heard it. What every day they used to do? All the monkeys, every day they used to dig once again, take out the seed, watch, it is safe. So they used to keep inside and cover it. Any plant will come out of it, anything will sprout out of it, nothing will come. That is called the activities of monkey. Monkeys are like that. That is the activities of mind also. We also sometimes do know. See, simple thing, bhakti is very easy. Devotional service is very easy. Simple devotional service, what is said? They say just chant the holy names of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra do, and offer to the Lord something bhoga. Take prasadam. Be happy, that is it. Bhakti, you can just progress like anything. But what do? We do something like this, monkeys. Some additional thing we'll do. Always taking out that seed and watching something we'll do. So never ever bhakti will grow in our life. Bhakti is very simple. So that is the activity of this mind. So we should be very careful. When you are engaging, it's the instructions of the spiritual master and the instructions of Krishna through Bhagavad Gita. It's very simple, just follow. Rather than using our intelligence and doing something unwanted things, let us be very simple. So easily we'll be able to grow. And today we'll be seeing more about such kind of mind activities. So overview. Today's acronym is EASY, easy. Enemy of friend, Ashtanga Yoga, success and failure yoga. Here Krishna is saying, Bandhuratmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartetvaiva shatruvat. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. A person who has conquered the mind or was one on the mind, it is very difficult actually. It's very flickering. That is the character of the mind. It's always flickering. You cannot make the mind to stand. I hope now you all have understood it also. After starting chanting, you have understood it. You will be just rotating the beats, but the mind will be rotating. It will go through anywhere you need. It will go to different places and come back. You cannot make the mind to sit. The only simple thing is chanting is, while you're chanting, hearing. You should chant louder so that you should be able to hear. That's it. Each and every word, crystal clear, it should be hearing. Shravanam is the most important. But what is happening? Are we able to hear all the 108 names that we chant, 108 times that we chant? We're not able to do that. Mind is reeling, it is rotating like anything. It is going here, there, everything. Hardly will be able to hear 50, 60 or 40, something like that. Meanwhile, the mind will be running here and there. And Krishna is saying that is our enemy. If you are not able to control your mind, that is our enemy. But a person who is able to control it is definitely a yogi. He is dear to Krishna. Last he says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana, who makes the mind to sit and makes the mind to hear this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is our success in our life. That's it. And that means we have completed our all the duties and we are eligible to enter the spiritual. Just try to practice this. Make a mind sit and make the mind to hear 108 times this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then you think that definitely you have succeeded in it. Just practice, then your mind will be a friend. And that is sufficient. If you're able to hear 108 times of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then you can think that you are liberated from this. Yeah. So when our mind is our friend, how it behaves when it is our friend, follows directions. It will be very clear. It follows whatever the spiritual master says or whatever I can say, Krishna's instructions through Bhagavad Gita, something like this. Very clear. It will not do the activities of monkey, some additional thing, taking every day the seed and watching it, what happens. It will never do to its intelligence or not. Yeah. Then progressive and healthy choices. And when we take the decisions, it takes a healthy choice. Always, this material world is known as Dvandva. It has been created with Dvandva. Dvandva means duality. Always there will be two things, top and down, good and bad, left and right, this day and night. Everything, whatever you take, it is with duality. Any direction you want to go, any path you want to go, when you go, there is left and right, always there is there. So in our life, till the end, till the liberation, we have to keep on choosing the choices, what is coming to our life, whether it's left or right. And it should be healthy. When our mind is friend, it takes the right decision. Otherwise, it takes us to the wrong directions, and finally, we get somewhere fallen in this material world. Then detached from sense gratification. Knows that sense gratification is binding us. So what should we do? Just control it. Be detached. It's very simple. A real person who wants to progress in a spiritual life, he starts controlling the mind or controlling the senses. He will never leave this senses as to its wishes. Just before that, with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, he thinks, is it right or wrong? Do I need this or not? Then finally he'll decide, okay, let's that way. Then result, freedom and elevation. What happens with this? I think somebody is unmuting. So result, freedom and elevation. He'll be able to get freedom. Yesterday, somewhere I was saying that, yesterday, I was giving the example of that goat, and I was saying that something like Narada Muni. You can see the devotees. The example of Narada Muni, there's hundreds and millions of devotees like that who are completely free. They can move all the three worlds. So we are not able to move even out of our country. We need passport, visa, and many things. Yeah. Because the whole world is running in the same direction, becoming very selfish, and we don't have freedom. We cannot get elevated. Then we have to speak of the spiritual world now. This is our position. Then when our mind becomes our enemy, how it behaves? Follows sinful desires like lust, anger, greed. Always the decisions will be lusty, anger, or greed. Such kind of decisions we take. And sometimes unknowingly we take wrong decisions also. Unknowingly we take some wrong decisions. For example, a small story I'll say just to understand this. So once in an ashram, there was many brahmacharis and a spiritual master. So every day in the morning there is Srimad Bhagavatam pravachan, and in the evening there is Bhagavad Gita classes. This happens in every ISKCON temple. Mornings, let it be a small center or whatever it is, there will be Bhagavatam class. And some as ISKCON centers in the evening, they have Bhagavad Gita classes. So in those days, it was a compulsory, any ashram, they used to have this Bhagavatam. And at the time of See, all the villagers or whoever are there, they used to come every morning. They used to hear this Bhagavata Katha, Bhagavad Sapta, something like this. So, especially Mataji, so the ladies who are pregnant, they used to come every day because hearing Lord's Katha, the ending also, Shunvatam Sa Katha Krishna. So, always hearing Katha, even the child within the womb, he will become a great devotee of the Lord because he will understand what is the purpose of life. Those days, even pregnancy, when they're in full pregnancy, they used to come and attend these classes. So the same thing was happening. Everyone used to come, and sometimes from the next villages also they used to come. So one lady, she came, she heard all this Bhagavatam, everything, and now she wants to return to her village. While she was going, see, while coming, actually, she crossed the river. The river was flowing in a lower level, like she was able to cross by walking. But while going, the level of the water has become increased, has become more. It is coming to her chest, and now she's not able to walk because she's in full pregnancy. Also, she is not able to walk. She's waiting. Can someone help? From the same ashram, two brahmacharis they came. So his guru, their guru has instructed something to get purchase or something, some service. So they both are coming and they want to cross this river. Then this lady, for the first brahmachari, she requests, "Can you help me?" He says, "No, no, no, I cannot help you. My master's instructions, thus brahmachari shouldn't speak to the ladies or touch them or even speak to them. So I cannot help you, just move away." Then the second brahmachari comes and she requests the same way, "Please, can you cross me this river?" He says, "Why not, my dear mother? You are something like my mother. Can help you." What he does, he takes her, keeps on his shoulder, and he just crosses the river and he drops her after crossing it. And this both brahmacharis, for some service, they are walking. Both in a pin drop silence, nothing they're speaking. They passed for more than 4 to 5 hours, they're walking. Later part, the first brahmachari says, "You are a Guru Drohi, you are the offender of the spiritual master." The second brahmachari says, "Why? What happened?" He says, "Our spiritual master has instructed in such a such a strong words that brahmacharis never ever they have to deal with any ladies. They shouldn't speak to them. They shouldn't touch them. What have you done? You carried her. You touched her. You carried her and crossed the river. You're really a great offender to the spiritual master." And the second person says, "I am not the offender. It is you who are the real offender." He says, "How?" He says, I just treated her as my mother. I just helped her to cross because she was struggling. She was not able to cross. So I helped her in crossing. Just it was 5 minutes. 5 minutes I carried her and dropped her. But what are you doing? We have crossed our way for nearly 4 to 5 hours. Still you're carrying her in your mind. Please drop her from your mind, and you are not an offender of the spiritual. Both are from the same ashram. Both are taking the same instructions. But how do we understand how the mind is giving us? See, it's very clear. Even after this, taking this knowledge also, how do we behave? When we are lusty, when we are always having the thought of that, then definitely we cannot progress. The same knowledge may take us to the other direction, the mind, when it is like our enemy. If we don't have the right knowledge, if a mind doesn't take us to the right path, we'll be committing such kind of mistakes. Clear? And it is irritated, agitated, and misguided. In this way, it gets misguided. Definitely helping a mother, no spiritual master guru will say no. He says, yes, be away from the sense gratificatory things, sense objects. Be away from it. Because a brahmachari should be always away from a lady, so they say that, that's it. But you should understand Deshikala Patra, at what situations, what circumstances, how should we behave. And irritated, definitely. When every day you check the seed and when the seed doesn't sprout, you will be irritated and agitated. These two stories can make you to understand how mind behaves. Okay, attached to sense gratification, always attached to sense gratifications. They result entanglement, degradation. What happens by this? when you engage more and more in this sense enjoyment, you get degraded day after day. And this material world is something like what I can say, the web. I've seen this spider's web. Then there is a small mosquito or some fly, it just sticks to it. And easily it can come out. When it starts moving more and more in that, it gets more and more trapped. And you can see this, what I can say, the whirlpool in the river. When even the river gets dried up, there'll be the muddy thing, which will be always there. And somebody goes unknowingly, if they keep leg in that, it start pulling them inside. And you die out of it. They just completely go inside and they die. And when you are very still, not shaking your legs and hands, it will not drag you. It takes many days or months to drag you. But when you start doing something, some activities, moving your legs and hands, it pulls you inside very fast. The same character is this material world. You don't engage much in our sense gratification things, you never get degraded. When you want to eat this, see that, many things, this is how the now modern world is going on. You do more and more activities, engage more and more in sense gratification, you get degraded more and more faster. Those days, without anything, they were happy. Now, we're having everything, all comforts and everything. Still, we are not able to be happy. Why? Because we are degraded. We don't know the real path, how to be happy. So, when our mind is enemy, it gets deviated. It drags us to the wrong direction, to the hellish direction, and we may not even know that. Then here, Krishna is explaining this. The chariot of Arjuna, that signifies the art, mind control. You know this mind, this thing? For example, this chariot. Chariot is something like our body. And Arjuna, it is we, the soul. And intelligence. Intelligence is Krishna. And mind is the reins that has been tied to the horse with a lagam, this, to his mouth, and they hold it. That is mind. And the horses are the senses. Now you know the structure of our body. So who should control whom? So horses should be controlled by the rein. That is, senses should be controlled by mind. Mind should be controlled by the intelligence. And the intelligence should be controlled by the soul. This is how we can take the right direction. It cannot be another way. For example, just I'll say another story to understand how it is becoming in a reverse way in our life. Once there was a person who was just crying in the morning. He was sitting outside and he was crying. His friend come, what happened? Actually, he's a very rich person. He has many buildings and wealthiest person. So he asked, what happened? Oh, yesterday night I was in my small house. So there were 4 thieves who came and attacked. Oh, then what happened? No, I had some cash. In those days, cash means it would be something, the coins, not notes. It would be more of coins. So they came, they showed their knife and said everything to give all to them. It was only small cash amount. Okay, I thought of giving them. Then finally they said to put in a cloth and tie it. Okay, I tied it. And finally they made me to keep on my head. Yes, I kept. And the 4 thieves were dragging me in 4 directions. 4 thieves were dragging me in 4 directions. Saying, my own wealth, I was made to keep on my head, and 4 thieves were trying to drag me in 4 directions. You're able to understand this, how it relates here. The senses are my servants. The senses are my servants, and actually I should control them. But what is happening here? The senses are controlling us. Another story, Alexander's story, one more thing is here. When he entered this Bharata Bhumi, that is India, he was thirsty. Actually, he is known as Alexander the Great because he has conquered more than half of the world now. Then he sees a small ashram. He says to his chief soldier that go and get a tumbler of water for me. He goes to the ashram and he says to the sadhu, one sadhu is sitting, he asks for water. He says, to whom? He says, Alexander the Great has come, need water. The sadhu says, go and ask him to come here. And this person, Alexander, said, okay, he'll go to the king and he'll say, the sadhu is calling you. You only should go and collect the. He becomes very, what I can say, disturbed. Right, just hearing my name, many kings come and fall to my feet and they're surrendering unto me. And this ordinary person is sadhu, and he's saying that I have to go to the ashram to get one glass of water. Okay, in very angry mood, he just takes his sword and he goes there. He just takes his sword and keeps on his neck, on his shoulders. He says, you know who am I? I am Alexander the Great. You know who am I? He says, no. Then he says, the sadhu says, yes, I know. Who am I? Then he replies, you are my servant's servant. Clear understand? You are my servant's servant. Just think, Alexander is having the sword kept on his shoulder. At any moment, he can cut his throat. He is not at all scared. Even after claiming himself, he knows that he is Alexander the Great, very cruel person who has killed so many of them, so many kings he has killed. And then, even then, he's saying, you are the servant of my servant. What it means, definitely he should be a great person. He's not at all scared of me. Then finally, he stands on his knees and asks, Mahatma, please explain what is this? Then he says, actually, my senses are my servants. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsarya, all. Just listen according to me. I ask my eyes not to see the object. It closes, it will never see. I say to my ears not to hear certain things. It will never hear. And I'll instruct my tongue not to eat, which is not offered to the Lord, which is not a prasadam. It hears to me. It listens according to them. It is all my servants. But what has happened in your life? Actually, your senses are ruling you. Your Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mahamasarya is ruling you. That means, what are all my servants? You're serving that. That means you're servant of your senses. Then he understands what is the purpose of life. How should we lead our life? Actually, this story continues for the 8th chapter. Somewhere I'll say that. Okay. I was supposed to say there, but I just said here in short. So this is the activity of our mind. Okay. Then you can see the Ashtanga Yoga. What is yoga? Nowadays, this is modern yoga. You can see here. This modern yoga you can see here. Is it some? You can see how what kind of there's so many kinds of yogas. First, let us know what is yoga. Yoga is in a Sanskrit word. It is known as yug. Yug means connecting. Connecting to whom? Connecting to the Supreme Lord, the Super Soul. There are many processes. Karma yoga. What is karma yoga? Have you ever thought about it? Karma is nothing but activities. Yoga is nothing but connecting to the Lord. Connecting the Lord through our activities. That is karma yoga. Clear? Yes. Now, what is jnana yoga? The same thing. Jnana is knowledge. Yoga, connecting to the Lord. Connecting the Lord through the jnana. Then dhyana yoga, meditation. Through meditation, connecting to the Lord is yoga. What is bhakti yoga? Loving service to the Lord. By that, connecting to the Lord. This is called as yoga. But nowadays, what is that? So is it a physical exercise? A gymnastic or something like that? Or somebody in the Himalayas, they sit and do this yoga, just torturing their body, doing this austerity of the body. Is this all a yoga? Definitely not. When Krishna is not in center, the Lord is not in center, it cannot be claimed as yoga. But now, more fascinating is nowadays modern yoga. You can see here, there's so many yogas here. Yoga sessions at home or pregnancy yoga, blood pressure yoga, mum's yoga, chair yoga, aerial yoga, office yoga. What all the yogas you need, you can find everything here. And just see one thing, this is all demonic mood or character, because we need the name yoga. We take the name of yoga and just remove Krishna from there and throw him out. Krishna is the proprietor. He is giving this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. This yoga comes from this Bhagavad Gita, we want to utilize all the property of Krishna, but never ever surrender to him, or don't even to thank him. We eat everything is being blended by Krishna. Simple, one glass of milk offered to the Lord means we are not able to do it. Why? We don't have that gratitude. Just think, every day for Srila Prabhupada, we thank him and we offer our respects to him before touching this Bhagavad Gita. Why? Showing the gratitude. Without him, definitely we may not be able to understand this Bhagavad Gita. So Lord has given everything to us. What are we doing it? So it is called as in the morning Surya Namaskara. They say yoga. That means at least in the morning, just offering our respects to Surya Bhagwan. That he is giving the light to us. He's giving the life to us. But are we doing that? No. In the name of yoga, we start doing some gymnastic things or bodily exercises. Is it wrong? No. Doing exercise in the morning and doing this thing, it's not wrong. But claiming that to be ultimate yoga is wrong. You should understand in a right way. Yoga means it is only which is connecting to the Lord. Using the name yoga and doing some other activities is not yoga. And doing morning exercises and keeping us healthy is good. But never ever claiming that that is ultimate so that you can reach the Lord yoga. What is yoga then? It's here. It's actually Ashtanga yoga. You should have picked up this 8 processes. What is that? First is Yama Niyama. Yama is nothing but external discipline or what to be done, and Niyama, what not to be done. Do's and don'ts. That's it. Yama Niyama. Then Asana. Practice sitting posture. A person who wants to engage in this Dhyana yoga, somebody will be saying, I'm meditating, I have too many things. So Hasana takes 12 years. You have to read this Bhagavad Gita. It's very clear. Krishna says how difficult it is. 12 years it takes to practice how to sit. In the 8th chapter, I'll say more about it. It is known as Muktasana. How to control this pranayama. Then pranayama, there is pancha vayu within us. How to control that breathing process. That is pranayama. Not just opening our nose and doing, yes, this is gross level. To improve our liver or breathing system, you have to do. That is good. I don't say no. But you can claim that to be pranayama. Pranayama is where you take all the chakras to the Agni chakra. That is pranayama. That means you're controlling all the air within us. That is that. If anybody is able to now see for this class, at least for 30 minutes, you're all sitting. If you're recognizing something, now the breathing is going in, now it is coming out. This is gross level also we are not able to know. But yogi is a person who just can know within the air, where it is, how it is going, what is happening. So he's able to control that. It's not an ordinary thing to be a yogi. Then pratyahara, controlling all the senses. Very simple. Withdrawing the senses from the sense objects. Then dharana. After all this process, it comes dharana. What is dharana? Dharana is nothing but inviting the Lord to is already there. As Paramatma is there. But this yogi at the stage of dharana, it's 8 stages. At the stage of dharana, he'll be inviting the Lord and he'll be able to, realize that Lord is residing in the heart. Then he does dhyana. Understood? Yeah, dhyana is coming. Not that you close your eyes and sit for a while. Oh, I'm doing dhyana. Yes, something closing the eyes and sitting for a while, it is good. Somewhere you're trying to, take a peaceful situation where you're making your mind not to reel here and there. Yes, then you will feel somewhat little bit happy. Yes, but that is not dhyana. Dhyana is your dhyana, that is you're meditating on the super soul who's within the heart. You should be able to realize that and meditate on him. Then that becomes dhyana. So many of these words, it has changed, many meanings have changed. And finally it is samadhi. Samadhi is union, integrated to the Lord. Actually it is said, bhakti starts from samadhi. See, in this process, he is not having any love to the Lord. Once it comes to the samadhi level, then he starts developing the relation of the Lord and he starts loving the Lord. Then it transforms to bhakti yoga. That is what Srila Prabhupada is. That is what I'm saying to all, that to practice. Just develop relationship with the Lord by offering one glass of milk or fruit. This is how you can develop our relation with the Lord. Yeah. And you can see in this Yama Niyama Asana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhi. If you need to take it, just take a screenshot of it, or else I'll ask them to post, and the Shekhar Prabhu to post in the group. In which verses, what all has been explained about this Yama Niyama Asana. Before attending the session, if you all read Bhagavad Gita, you can understand more. You see, it is do's and don'ts and sitting posture. As I was saying, it takes many longer time to practice how to sit, then breathing, how to breathe. It's all very subtle. After we are able to achieve one level, then only can go to the next level. Then withdrawing the senses. Before withdrawing senses, you should be able to recognize the subtle things. That is the breathing process and everything. Then you'll be able to control the senses. So now what we are doing, we are not controlling it. We are engaging it. We are engaging in the Krishna consciousness. We are engaging in the Lord's service. We cannot control it. Yeah. Then controlling the mind. Yes, by these activities, you'll be able to control the mind because you're making the mind to absorb on the Lord. That is the heart, Paramatma. Then meditation on Vishnu, then trance, complete absorption. And here Bhakti Yoga starts. Actually, Bhakti Yoga is where you do always think of Krishna. When you have this something like, for example, this mother, when she has given birth to a child, small child, the child will be somewhere in the hall. And for a while, she'll come, tap the child, make the child to sleep. Small baby. Then she'll go and cook in the kitchen. But what she's doing? Always meditating on the child. When the child will wake up, what will happen? For 5 minutes, 10 minutes, she'll come, she'll watch the child and she'll go and she'll be doing her work, whatever, cooking or washing. The same thing is a devotee. Devotee is having the intimate relationship with the Lord. Whatever the activities he is doing, always is meditating on the Lord. Because when we love the Lord, only we can do. Mother is always thinking of the child. Why? Because she is having so much of love towards the child. Yeah. Yes. Can anyone do yoga? Definitely not. But who can do? Who's qualified? Unagitated mind. Who's able to have an unagitated mind? Mind is always agitated. Even to the greatest of the great souls, even they are agitated by mind. Even in our process of Bhakti Yoga, we are agitated. We get disturbed. So there's a story. One person, great devotee, Vipla Narayana, his name is. Just other than Lord's service, nothing was no one can attract him. Such was the position. So every day he used to pluck flowers and tulsi from his garden. He used to make garlands, go and offer to the Lord. It was such an intimate relation with the Lord. He was loving. So no material things was able to attract him. So one day what happened, what I can say, Devadasi or a prostitute was just passing that road. Her name was Devadevi. When she was passing, this Vipla Narayana was just coming on the way. He saw this Devadevi and he just passed her. And there were many friends of Devadevi. They started laughing at her because her name itself is Devadevi. That means Deva means all the Devatas, even they are getting attracted to this lady, Devadevi. Whoever watching her, they just mesmerized like anything. And somebody who was watching her, they're not even seeing the road, they just fall down somewhere there. That is the beauty of that lady. And she's now something like insulted because Vipla Narayana is seeing her and just neglecting her and going. All the friends started insulting or teasing her. Oh, that's done. Your life, your beauty has come down. So now nobody will be getting attracted to you. And finally, she'll challenge her friends that, see, in just few days, I'll make that person to come behind me. So she'll changes all her dress and she'll become a sadhu with an ordinary sari or something. Then she'll go to the ashram with Vipla Narayana. She requests, say, I don't have anyone. So please take care of me, give me some shelter in this ashram. Then Vipla Narayana will say, my dear daughter. See, the very beginning is saying, my dear daughter, Here, ashrama means only male can stay, only men can stay. As a woman or a female, you cannot be here. She requests, you are like my father, please, Lord, excuse me, because there's no shelter to me. And he says, okay, he said, I am serving the Lord, you also can serve. So in this way, this continued for 1 week. She was just staying in the ashram, helping Vipranarayan in plucking the flowers and doing the garland, all cleaning work, everything was happening. One day in a rainy season, he came in the rain. He was tired and he was lying. Then she asked him, can I serve you? Can I just catch hold of your feet and massage you? He said, "Arre, I am a servant. Why do I need this? No, no, no. See, I'm getting the opportunity to serve the Lord, but you are a pure devotee of the Lord. Please give me one opportunity so that I can serve you." And finally, he says, okay. Even he was tired, so okay, you can massage me. Once the body is given to a prostitute, just imagine what happens. Your lusty thing starts. She knows how to hold the feet, where to touch, what to have. She does everything, and she sees that face of Viplanarayana now is changing. His mood is changing. Then finally she goes away from there. She decorates herself with what I can say, silken saree, and how she decorates, you know that. That way she ties the saree and she comes and stands in front of this Viplanarayana, seeing her. Oh, such a great beauty. Who are you? And she recognized herself. So many days I was here. So I had a challenge that you should mesmerize seeing me. So now it's happened, she'll go away. But now, how much he has been attracted to her is even for a moment he cannot be without her. He just goes behind her, Deva Devi, Devi Devi, calling her name. And she goes to her house and she's there. And he is tapping the door. He wants the association of that lady now. And he has now given up all the service of the Lord also in this process. Once in a palaki, Lord will come out. And Lakshmi Devi speaks to the Lord. She says, see your devotee. He has come to this stage. Why can't you help him? Such a loving devotee was his serving him. And the Lord says, okay. So what he does, he takes a form of a small boy. He takes the golden bowl from the temple. He goes to Deva Devi. He says, I'm the servant of Viplanarayana. I have come with this golden bowl. You accept this golden bowl and give your association to this Viplanarayana. Oh, she says, see, whoever gives money, she'll give the association. Very simple. Okay, fine. Then she will allow him to come in. Oh, this person is very happy. Now this lady Deva Devi has accepted me. He just very happy enters. Meanwhile, what has happened? Here, this pujaris. So there's a complaint to the king that golden bowl has been missed out. So there's a complaint, and the pujaris have been warned that tomorrow morning, if they don't give this golden bowl, they'll be arrested, they'll be imprisoned. So they're searching for it. And this friends of Deva Devi, they said, oh, golden bowl. Somebody, Viplanarayan servant, somebody came and gave to Deva Devi. So then they'll go to the king, and the king will come here. He'll arrest both of them, Deva Devi and Viplanarayana. And finally, the king is having some association with the Deva Devi. He'll release her. But Viplanarayana is kept in the prison, and tomorrow he'll be punished for it. And in the night, Lord will come in the dream of the king, and he says, the servant of Viplanarayana, it was me. I went to that prostitute house and gave that golden bowl just to satisfy the desire that my devotee had. And finally, the king, he wakes up in the middle of the night and he'll run to this Viplanarayana. So he'll fall to his feet and he'll say, sorry, I did not know this. So you are such a great devotee. Even the Lord has taken the form of your servant and he is trying to serve you. Then Viplanarayana will realize, what kind of a person am I? I made even the Lord to come to this abominable place, to a prostitute's house. And finally he'll come back to his consciousness and he'll start serving the Lord. So why I'm saying this story? Such a great personality, even his mind gets agitated. Even when we try to progress in our life, very easily in the middle somewhere we get agitated. Our senses drags us. We are not guided the mind properly. Intelligence, knowledge is more important. Okay, this is good. No material desires, who don't have material desires, he can progress. Viplanaran did not had. Sometimes even he was trapped. Complete celibacy. And for a yogi, celibacy is more important. There is a strength, a man gets a strength by celibacy. And a female, a woman gets strength by chastity. That's why chastity is so important. You know, Sati Savitri, she was able to control even the sun. She did not allow the sun to rise. Such is the power of a chaste woman. And a brahmachari, person who is in celibacy, is having so many powers, So actually, this is all the simple thing, formula of, or the nature, how the Krishna has created this. When you start controlling our senses, you'll be so powerful. You see this Ramayana, Shringi. Just by his brahmacharya, he was able to vanish the curse of the Brahmanas. Such is the power of a brahmachari, and such is the power of a chaste woman. But materially, we are nowadays, no need to speak about it. We are so degraded. Okay, a lamp in windless place. So mind should be something like a lamp in the windless place and regulate the habits. Here, now Arjuna is saying, after hearing all this, he's saying, Arjuna vacha yoyam yogastvaya prokta samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchala vastitam stiram. Arjuna finally is saying, Arjuna said, oh Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me. The mind is restless and unsteady. Krishna, what you're saying, I feel it's very difficult. It's not possible. It is not practical also. No? Where I'm not able to control this mind. Such a kind of mind cannot be controlled. So I cannot do this, I think. Who's saying this? Arjuna was a great archer. Whole world. Next he continues and says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadudam asyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkrutam. He says that the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Oh Krishna. And to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. You know the power of Arjuna, who was able to control the wind. Who is able to control the wind here? And such kind of a great personality, he is saying it is difficult to control the mind. And Krishna is saying no, he's accepting for it. See, you can see later part what Krishna answers for it. See, nature of our mind, flickering, raises doubts due to attachment. Then rationalizes attachments. First, it raises the doubts because it is having attachment. Whoever wants to come to Krishna conscious, attend the sessions of Bhagavad Gita or anything, there's so many doubts arises. You wanted to take a right path, you have so many doubts. You cannot take a right decision because you're attached to your sense gratification. Simple thing, you're attached to the sleep. I just giving the example of this attending sessions. Today, it is, first I should have been wished you all. Today it's Makar Sankranti. So many will be celebrating this, and that is a reason is sufficient not to attend this session. In this way, mind gets flickered. So because it is having attachment for the sense, it takes us, deviates us. In obstinate and strong, clings on to attachment, cannot get thoughts out. Turbulent, breaks down all walls, does not ask permission. Mind is so strong, it just breaks all. Somebody is giving happy Sankranti. Okay. So, mind is so strong, it easily gets deviated. Makes us to get deviated. You should know what is the prime duty of our every decision, small decision. So, festival of Makara Sankranti or this is important, or attending the session is important. Just decide, yes, attending session is different. When I attend the session, I'll be able to celebrate Makara Sankranti in a better way with a complete knowledge of Krishna. So where the priority is there, what decision should I take now? Clear? So in this way, mind is if a friend takes healthy choices, it takes us to the right direction. Okay. Then, How to control mind? Now Krishna is answering Arjuna. Practice. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Grihyate. And Krishna is accepting this. Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind. Yes. Asamshayam Mahabaho. Yes, I accept your words. That controlling mind is very difficult. So then what Krishna is giving the solution for it? But it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. By this knowledge, detached to the sense objects, then practice it. Practice Hare Krishna Mahamantra, practice offering to the Lord. In this way, you will be able to control the mind. Mind has to be engaged. You cannot sit in a place and do something. No, it has to be engaged. When you engage more and more, you will practice and vairagyena cha grihati. Not that mind senses whatever it has, you have to give, provide it. No. When it is a wrong thing, say no. Senses, you be quiet. No need to eat this. Eating this, it's a sin. You shouldn't do that. If you're not able to do that, then it's difficult. And you have to practice day by day, day by day. Clear formula to control our mind. Practice abhyasa, do following 9 processes of bhakti, especially hearing and chanting. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Mandaram, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. This is how you progress in our spiritual life. First starts with Shravanam, here. Then that is what we are doing now. Chanting. What is that? Shravanam and Kirtanam. Chanting and hearing. And Smaranam, doing on the japa beads. That is Smaranam, you are sparsha. You are touching it. So, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. It's happening just by chanting. And then you progress from there. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dasam. In this way, we progress in our bhakti. Finally, we'll come to Atmanivedanam. We saw the story of Bali Maharaj. Even Lord comes to us. That is the position when we get come to the level of Atmanivedanam, pure devotional. Then detachment, vairagyam. Detaching the mind from activities not devoted to the Lord. Something we are not able to engage in the Lord's service, be detached to it. Something you are not able to offer to the Lord, so you shouldn't eat that. Something you are not able to engage in the Lord's service, just neglect it. Don't take that to your life. Let it be a work, let it be a business, let it be anything. So anything I was saying, I don't know whether I told you or not. So it is said, what is work, how it becomes perfect. Any work you do, it should make you to remember Krishna. If you're not able to take such kind of a work, then it is somewhere binding to the material world. We should be detached. But in our modern civilization, everything is away from Krishna. Then we cannot lead our life also. Such is our condition. In those days, they were not working like this. They were not practicing a work of 8 hours, working like donkeys or something like that. No. They used to cultivate the land. It was a simple life. Even then, they just cultivate the land and keep the seed and come. That is it. Then actually Prakriti, the nature used to take care of it. Last time somewhere I was saying a thing. There's so many kinds of rain. There are 13 varieties of rain, you know. Said Mungaru Male, Bittana Male, Tunturu Male. In this way, so many rains. He just goes, keeps the seed and comes. Then there is a Tunturu Male, there's sprinkling rain. Then Bittana Male, one it sprouts, another rain comes. Automatically, the nature is taking care of it. He is having this, he is always immersed in Krishna Katha. In the village side, I don't know how far you all know, there is, in Kannada, they say Ashwath Katha. That is, there is a banyan tree and this neem tree, and there will be a stage. Why they build that? So every day in the mornings, they used to have Bhagavad Saptas or Bhagavatam or Mahabharata, Ramayana, something like this. All the villagers, they gather there and they hear this. They spend their life more in spirituality rather than material. And their work is nothing. 3 months in a year, they just cultivate some crops and they live their life happily. What else you need? Do you need a big bungalows, big things? just to struggle more and more. We are spoiling our life also. We think, oh, this is comfortable. No, that was very comfortable. They were able to sleep peacefully. Now, having a cushion, having such a big bedroom or many things, we are not able to sleep in the night. Definitely, this is not life. Actually, that was a life. They were in a bliss, simple life. So, what we are practicing now, Krishna says. Actually, Arjuna asks another question now. Prapya punya kritam lokan Ushitva Shashwati Samaha Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashpo Vijayate. Arjuna is asking the question that this yogic system is such a difficult thing, not able to do, but there's so many yogis who have taken this process. What will happen to them? Because a great archer like Arjuna was able to control the wind. He is not able to control his mind. I cannot succeed in this process. But many unintelligent persons who have taken this process, what happens to them? Who have taken this yogic process, what is their ultimate goal, Krishna? Then Krishna is answering for that. The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entity, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of a rich aristocrat. See, I'll take care of him, Arjuna, you don't worry. Because they need to attend me. They wanted me, but they have taken a wrong path. Even then I protect them. If he just is not able to complete his process and then his next birth, I'll give him the enjoyment also because he takes the life in Urdhvaloka, that is some heavenly planets he'll enjoy, and his birth next will be in some righteous family, in a great family. So he'll be all the facilities to engage in devotional service. So Krishna is helping that yogi also. But you can see here the heart of Arjuna is so compassionate. He's thinking what will happen to that yogi. Even after so much of struggle, if he is not able to succeed in his life. Then here, Krishna continues. Tapasvibhyo diko yogi jnanibhyopi matodikaha karmibhyas chadiko yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empress, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. Yogi is better than this karma yogi, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, then bhakti yoga. So it's better than empirical knowledge, thinking that Lord is light. This person is better because he realizes that Paramatma realization. He can recognize the Lord with the form. He is able to realize the Lord within the heart. So he is better. Yeah? And you can see the low yoga ladder. All other yogas are progression towards the ultimate destination, Bhakti Yoga. Wherever you stand, finally you have to reach the Lord or a liberation through Bhakti Yoga only. There is no other path. Even if you are Karma Yogi, you have to come to the next level to Bhakti Yoga. Even if you are a Jnana Yogi, even then you have to come to Bhakti Yoga. Even if you are a Dhyana Yogi, then you have to come to Bhakti. This is ultimate. Wherever you stand, definitely you have to come to Bhakti Yoga. But see, this is a mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known other than Krishna, was taken this Kali Yuga form, a devotee form he has taken. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, surrender unto me, give up everything. But we, being so ignorant, we do not surrender to him. And we don't know how to surrender also. So he incarnated himself as a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is known as Guhya Avatar also. Secret avatar of the Lord. It is only revealed to devotees, not to everyone. So he comes and he shows the process of bhakti, how to surrender to the Lord. So and a great devotee like Prabhupada, who made this message, he gave this message to all over the world. Now today we are able to know this. So by this message, by this transcendental message, we are able to understand that ultimate is Bhakti Yoga. So wherever you are easily able to take up this bhakti. Otherwise, there is a process from karma, you have to come to jnana, then dhyana, then you have to go to bhakti. And finally, Krishna says, who is the top yogi? Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam sameh yukta tamom mataha. And of all yogis, the one who The one with great faith always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. It's very clear. A person is always in my consciousness. See here the picture. They're all great devotees. What they are doing? They're doing Sankirtan, singing the Lord's names and giving to others. So a person who's always engaged in the Lord's service, he is the greatest of all great yogis. Who's saying this? Krishna. Definitely we do all our activities to please Krishna, to attain him. No? And he is saying that all yogis, ultimate is a bhakta who's always thinking of me and engaging his services to please me. Yeah? Yes. And in 6th chapter today, what all we saw? Enemy and friend, that is our mind, and 8 levels of yoga. And what happens to a yogi who is not able to fulfill or complete his process? And finally, Krishna says, even then I'll help him so that he can take a better next life so that he can progress. Then yogi, of all yogis, who's the ultimate yogi? A devotee is completely surrendered. Oh. Notice tomorrow, actually the 6 chapters is Karma Yoga. Then the last 6 chapters is Dhyana Yoga. And the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is Bhakti Yoga. And from tomorrow we'll be starting. Okay. And tomorrow it is hearing everything. And tomorrow I'll explain more. So the most important of all the 18 chapters is the 6 chapters. In this 6, the 7th and the 9th is the most important chapters. Okay, now there's a quiz link. Please do attend to it. And now let us chant once Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Shunvatam swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hridayantastha Vidunoti Sarvatsatam. Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, in everyone's heart and the benefactor of all the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, has developed the urge to hear his message. Just take a decision that every day I should hear to him. Attentively attending this class is sufficient. Krishna is residing as Paramatma within the heart. Just having a desire to hear to him, he cleanses all the dirt that we have. Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all the dirt we have accumulated in this heart has been cleaned. You'll be able to develop in our consciousness. We'll come to the real position of Ramai. We'll be able to understand that. So, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. It makes us perfect and can be liberated from this material very easily. Yeah. So this is Lakshmi Narasimhadev, Gandhariki Giridhari is connected here. Now, any questions, you can raise your hands. Meanwhile, we'll hear some announcements from the Bishop.
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you for the insights.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, bro.
I'll just take a break for 1 minute. You can
Sure,
just do the announcement. Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll share the screen. Hare Krishna. So, as yesterday we announced that if any of you are interested to do a chanting in the morning, so you can raise your hand and nominate here. And also you need to have practiced for that, like by completing the chanting within 7 to 8 minutes, max 9 minutes. You should have been while doing chanting, and you should switch on the video. These are the requirements for nominating for chanting. So do let us know if any of you would like to do that. Yeah. And I see the report here. So attendance is reducing day by day. I request your friends or colleagues who you know that are part of this group to attend this. And all of you can do the chanting and do the Naivedya. So if you see on 14th of Jan. We have around 30 devotees, like 29 devotees who have done japa as well as Naivedya. Out of like Naivedya is done by 27 devotees. You can see your names here. So request everyone to continue doing chanting. Please mute yourself. Okay, so you can see the list of devotees who have attended quiz. So there are around 40 devotees. So request more and more participants, and so that you will get a certificate at the end of 18 sessions. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, done, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. So I just shared the list of this thing. As far as the report is concerned, around 40 devotees attended the session. Attended the quiz yesterday, Prabhu. And overall attendance is also like around 80 yesterday.
Hmm.
Chanting was done by 30 devotees and Naivedya was done by 27 devotees.
3 devotees are missing from Naivedya.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Actually, when we conduct this Kannada sessions, we have a higher number of attendance. Like we have around 450 something like that, or 300, more than 300. But English, I think the attendance also is. Okay, fine, Prabhu. We'll take the questions.
Yes, Prabhu.
Vinod Prabhu.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
What is celibacy?
Brahmacharya.
Brahmacharya.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Fine. Any other questions? No questions. You can wind up this session.
There were 2 questions from this one, Prabhu. I'll just read them.
Yes.
Veda Mataji is asking, what is illusion?
Illusion. Illusion means thinking, what I can say, which is not true, thinking that as true. That is illusion. For example, actually Shankaracharya explains this. Seeing what I can say, a rope, thinking that to be a snake. That is illusion. But you should understand why this illusion is there? Due to lack of knowledge. And what the illusion is? This material world. This material world is an illusion. That is what? Jagan Mityam, Brahma Satyam. Brahman is only Satyam, rest is Mityam. But we see this material world, how it can become false now. That is illusion. We think that this house will give me happiness, this vehicle will give me happiness. That is illusion. Here, because we are in illusion, we are not able to recognize rightly. Once we get this knowledge, we'll be able to understand what is the reality, what is false. That's why I say always the vision that we have, it itself is illusion. So we are not seeing what we are able to see is not true. We should have a divine vision, then we'll be able to see the real world. Now we are saying illusion world, that's it. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Second question is from Vinod Prabhu. All karmas will get benefited in one yuga. Is that is the question?
Karmas will get
benefited in one yuga. Maybe like we will enjoy the reactions of karma in one yuga itself.
No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yuga. The yuga period itself is 432,000 years of this Kali Yuga. That means how many lifetimes you have to take. For example, even if I live for a complete 100 years, how many times do I die and take birth? So it depends. It is a continuation. After Kali Yuga, it is Satya Yuga. Can completely qualified and get liberated, once again you continue in Satya Yuga also. Or else if you're getting degraded, I don't think it's only one planetary system. There are millions of planets where you go to another degraded place. Yeah.
Yes. So next question is from Praveen Kumar Prabhu. Poverty has been seen in all yugas and as per scriptures. Even when Bhagavan Ram and Krishna were king, poor people existed. We can see Daridra Brahmana in Panchatantra stories. The people in earlier yugas were enlightened and God conscious, but still they had sufferings. Why?
Sufferings is the nature of this material world. Very simple. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So Krishna says, Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Whatever yuga it can be. And the way that we see and the truth is different. We see, no? Oh, even those periods also they were sufferings. No, don't ever think that Brahmanas are suffering. They choose that life of poverty because they wanted that difficulties. You can see the prayers of Kunti Devi because this is all new to us. We may not be able to digest this even hearing this. You know the problems of Pandavas? They struggled like anything. The whole life was struggle. But what was the prayers of Kunti? When Krishna is leaving going to Dwaraka, leaving them after the what I can say, making Yudhishthira as king, enthroning, then he's going, then Kunti Devi has her prayers to Krishna. Krishna, please give us more and more problems. Let me suffer more and more so that you are with us. We are not ready to leave you. That is the condition of a Brahmana. When there is some affluence, then very easily you forget Krishna. But when you are always in some problems, you are able to think about Krishna. So the great devotees ask for more problems so that I should always remember Krishna. But now we think, oh, problems for remembering, then we don't need Krishna. We don't want this. Because we don't know our ultimate goal. What is life? We are not able to understand. The main reason is that we are in illusion. Definitely Bhagavad Gita will help you to understand what is. Okay. Yes. Any other questions?
No problem. That's it.
Yes, thank you. So I wish everyone for this Makara Sankranti, celebrate it well. It's a festival where you celebrate. It is nothing but it is related for, or I can say, Bhagavad Gita also. Thanking the nature. This is the day where they collect all the grains and keep and do a grand puja celebration. That's thanking to the nature, thanking to the Supreme Lord, showing a gratitude because you are giving so much to us. That is the system. So show gratitude to the Lord. Offer something, prepare good dishes today and offer to the Lord also. In this way, you'll be able to celebrate this well in a meaningful way. You are not, I think, unmuted. From in the middle also there was some this thing. You should have changed the settings. Fine, okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I thank each and everyone for participating in today's session. So let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra and wind up. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you to all. Now you can unmute yourself and say Hare Krishna and leave the session.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Special thanks to all because even being festival, you all have attended. Thank you for that.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Sudha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Trupti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Kavita Mataji, Hare Krishna. Leela.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Happy Sankranti Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Wish you the same, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Happy Sankranti.
Hare Krishna. Savita Mataji, Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna to all.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna to all. Thank you for joining the session. We'll continue tomorrow with chapter 7. Hare Krishna.